For 99% of us, there is a monster in the closet. It destroys jobs, it loots pensions, it puts families deeper into debt. It tears at the very fabric of society. The monster is called income inequality. The awful truth is that the more Canadians do, the less they get. Canada's real economic output today is twice as big as it was in 1981. But growing the economy doesn't count for much if the increases just mean bigger slices for the top 1% and crumbs for everyone else. Most Canadians have gained nothing from decades of economic growth. The poor are getting poorer, the middle class is shrinking, and the top 1% is getting a lot richer. The income gap in Canada has been skyrocketing. There is no dispute about this. Canada has become a radically less equal society. Why should we care? Well, for one thing, income inequality undermines freedom and democracy. The super rich gain an enormous amount of political power. They treat democracy like their own private playground. Governments become more authoritarian. The real-life concerns of most families are ignored. Their confidence in democracy erodes. It has serious social and health costs. It can be the difference between life and death. Societies with large income inequality have lower life expectancy, higher infant mortality rates, more crime, more imprisonment, and more cases of mental illness and addiction. It causes social divisions. Rising inequality means most of the economic gains go to the people at the top while everyone else struggles with growing costs and shrinking paychecks. People feel the system is rigged against them. This can affect the temperament of a country. It breeds cynicism, trust declines, fear flourishes. The country is pulled apart at the seams. Income inequality is bad for the economy. Inequality peaked right before the Great Depression in the 1930s and the Great Recession of 2008. Experts say that's not a coincidence. You can't build a stable and sustainable economy with more families living in poverty, the middle class being squeezed, and household debt at record levels. How do you end up in this situation? Governments and corporations attacked the rights of workers. Over the last 3 decades, 199 of the 206 labor laws passed have restricted, suspended, or eliminated labor rights. The result has been a race to the bottom on wages, benefits, and pensions for all workers. Governments and corporations abandoned an active industrial strategy. Instead, they adopted a hands-off approach to economic development through deregulation, bad trade deals, privatization, and corporate tax cuts. It's left our economy drifting without a vision and purpose. It's created an economy plagued by short dashes for growth, followed by damaging recessions. It has hollowed out our economy. Hundreds of thousands of jobs have been eliminated. Governments and corporations eliminated tax fairness. The richest Canadians pay an effective tax rate that is lower than middle-class families and the bottom 10%. The super rich are hiding billions in offshore tax havens. Corporate tax rates have been reduced to the lowest of all G8 countries. A lot of families are struggling to find jobs and make ends meet, but the super rich are getting tax cuts and exploiting loopholes. And corporations are hoarding hundreds of billions of dollars in profits. That's the height of unfairness. Governments and corporations attacked public services like healthcare, education, old age security, services for autistic children and adults with developmental disabilities. These services are the great equalizer. They create opportunity and make life more affordable for families. But the share of total government revenue spent on these services has been shrinking every year. Families must pay more out of their pockets for these services or go without the help they need. What can we do about it? We can fight for labor rights. Labor rights are human rights. We've got to be ready, willing, and able to stand up for workers' rights whenever they are threatened. Strong labor rights level the playing field and give everyone a fair shot at getting ahead. We can fight for a modern industrial strategy. A strategy that puts people and nature at the heart of our economy. A strategy that creates jobs that pay decent wages, benefits, and pensions. A strategy that brings labor, government, and business together to build a strong economy. We can fight for tax fairness and quality public services. Tax fairness means the richest Canadians and corporations pay their fair share. It means tackling offshore tax havens that allow the super rich to dodge their civic responsibility to build a better Canada. Tax fairness is how we can generate the revenue needed to protect and expand the public services we need to take care of each other. This is also important because taxes and public services are how we use our common wealth to pursue our collective aspirations. Income inequality has taken us down the wrong road for 3 decades. Too many Canadians are falling behind and barely scraping by. But income inequality is not inevitable. It is preventable. The monster in the closet can be defeated. All of us working together can definitely do it. We must put this very important issue front and center in our national dialogue and at kitchen tables across Canada. Let's start the conversation. For more information and to take action, visit these websites.